Okay guys, I figured I'd make a quick video of the tail rotor assembly. You have to make note when assembling these balls onto these brass threaded rods here that the number goes on the outside when in this orientation right here. So you need the number on the outside here and the number on the outside here, just like the manual shows. Alright. Right off the tail rotor hub, the first part, D256, is a concave washer. It is concave on one side and flat on the other. The concave side appears to go on the tail rotor hub first. I already have this side assembled. Alright, the next part is a bearing. Slide your bearing on, and then you get this hub here that's got a threaded hole on each end, and then you get these shims here, 7 by 10 by 0.2. Get one shim, and then you get a bearing, and then you get the other shim. And then you get your thrust bearing. Now the thrust bearing, I already assembled this bearing, but you put the side that isn't colored on the inside, and then it shows the open side of the thrust facing out, but I always put mine the open side facing in, that way the grease stays in the thrust better. And then the outside of the thrust is colored blue as shown, so it's pretty hard to mess that up, and that goes on there. And then you take, as soon as I can find it, you take your screw here. It's not a button head like this manual shows, but take the screw with the washer. You'll see it in your parts bag. It's pretty obvious where it goes. Throw a little Loctite on it. You want to use a decent amount on this screw here because you do not want this coming apart in flight. You don't want a whole bunch, but you don't want just you want a little bit more than normal, but not a ton. Go ahead and screw it on there. Make sure she's good and locked down tight. And your tail rotor hub, your bearings and all should spin pretty freely. There should be a little bit of play, but not a lot. Alright, and then take your blade grip, and you got a hole on each side, and you line it up with the hole in that tapped hub there, and you slide on just far enough to where that hole is center over the other one, and then you take these little screws here with the aluminum washer, part number 988. It's a little aluminum washer right there. Put a little Loctite on her. Push the Loctite in the threads and wipe off the excess, and screw her in. And don't lock it all the way down tight yet, because you want to make sure you get the other side on, because if it's off a little bit, you'll have a hard time getting the other side in. Again, wipe off the excess and push the Loctite in the threads and wipe it all the way around the threads. Down, lock it down. Alright, there's one side done. Alright, let's do the other side. Sorry if I'm hitting the camera and making you seasick here. I'm trying to do this quickly because my videos seem to go on forever. I'm not trying to bore you to death. Line her up, make sure it's center. Screw her in, not all the way. the other side. Wipe off the excess, spread it around, screw the other side in, go ahead and lock that side down, go back to the other side and lock that side down. Alright, that part is done. Nice. But there's no slop in this thing. I mean, this is a nice tail rotor. Very, very nice. Free of movement and no slop. It's exactly what you want. So I don't think I need to show you how to do the rest. It's pretty simple. It's pretty standard. So anyways, I hope that helped. The biggest thing is, you use these little aluminum washers on these little screws here. And the concave part of that washer, spacer D256, the concave part is facing towards the inside. And these shims are 7 by 10 by 0.2. Other than that, it's a standard tail rotor, and hope this helped. Thanks.